Well, hi, Ruben. Thanks for joining us. It's been a decent start to the season, hasn't it? 2 wins out of 3. You couldn't, apart from perhaps winning all 3 of them, you couldn't hope for a better start, really.
No, thank you for having me, first of all. Yeah, honestly, could ask for a better start. Obviously, me being a perfectionist, I would say like I would rather have all the 3 wins, but how football is, sometimes you gotta learn in order to move forward. But I couldn't ask for a better start. The boys done amazing, and hopefully we can continue with this momentum.
Now, we're just talking ahead of a busy bank holiday weekend. Obviously, Salisbury at home on Saturday, and then a long trip to Torquay for bank holiday Monday. First of all, an update on yourself. You got a shoulder injury, didn't you, at Eastbourne, and you had to go to hospital. Just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think it was like 20 minutes into the game, defending a corner. The other player had a hold of me trying to shoot the ball out. He pushed me to the ground. He landed on top of me, and I hit my collarbone and shoulder ribs towards the ground. Luckily, nothing is broken. Just a couple of bruises all around it, which is kind of restricting my movement. But hopefully, trying to see if I'm back for I don't know Saturday or even the bank holiday, depending on how the movement is. But at the moment, I've just been resting. Yeah.
But the worst case scenario is it's not going to be a long-term problem.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be a long-term issue. And if it is a long-term issue, we'll make sure it's not a long-term issue. You know what I mean, because we'll see whatever needs to be done in order for the pain to go away. We'll make sure on my end, I'll make sure on my end that will get sorted and done.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think you didn't get home till 5 a.m., wasn't it, on Wednesday?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was quite late, but just know that on the Wednesday I just slept the whole day, so fully recovered in that sense.
Yeah. Obviously, with you working in a school, thank goodness it's the school holidays at the moment and you didn't have to go to
Honestly,
work as well.
it's about to finish because kids are going back to school in September, but I still got like a week and a bit to relax. I mean, you just ease off and kind of just focus on football only.
Yeah. Well, let's look at those 3 games. It didn't start well, of course, at Crabble in the opening game against Tottenham, 3-0 down at half time. I suppose a lot of lessons were learnt there. That was a real tough introduction to this league, and you can't give teams at any level that sort of head start, can you?
No, definitely. I feel like it was a reality check for some of us to understand that at this level, maybe last season we was able to get away with some things. At this level, people are glued on, people are fitter, people tactically smart. So there's certain things that we're not going to be able to get away with. So that was a reality check in that sense. But obviously, the second half was a much different game because the boys showed more desire and to actually get something out of the game. And I reckon if we had another 5, 10 minutes, we could have gone a draw or even win the game. To be fair, but we learned from that game, and obviously we don't want to put ourselves in that situation ever again. So we'll make sure we go every game like it's a final and trying to get the 3 points. That's the most important thing.
Of course, a great win at Bath City. They're a good side, Bath, and I suppose we rode our luck a little bit. They hit the woodwork. They obviously missed some chances, but of course, that's going to happen when you're away from home against these really good sides. And I suppose what's important is that we take our chances, and Christ, didn't we? And obviously, you got on the score sheet as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. But obviously, we can say it's luck, but at the same time, we defended very well throughout the whole game. And I wouldn't say that was luck in terms of defending the way we did. I feel like that more came with the desire of like the first game we seen it in the first half how we played it. That was not our way of playing. And when we played Bath away, the way we defending is the thing of like that keeps us together with the desire of winning games. So and obviously, like you said, it's about taking your chances. Like in a game, myself, I realized this season as well that I'm not gonna have like 3, 4, 5 chances like I probably would have like last season. This season, I know like I might not see the ball quite a lot, and then whenever I get a chance to get the ball, I need to make sure I put that in the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of riding the luck, I suppose I didn't mean it like luck because obviously you defend as a team, and the other team are going to get chances, especially in this level.
Yeah,
They've obviously hit the woodwork a couple
yeah,
of
yeah,
times,
true. Yeah.
but to take the chances, and you must have been happy actually with your goal as well. It's a nice finish.
Yeah, it was a nice. I was actually pleased because obviously I wanted to open the bank account, let's say, of goals. So obviously I know there's more to come, more goals to come. But being honest, like for me, this season is about the team doing well. We're actually trying to get something out of it. Because a lot of people wrote, it's like last season, a lot of people wrote us off from the beginning of the season. And I love when people do that because it showed me like you wrote us off, okay, cool. Now we're gonna show you what we're about, and I think a lot of teams are gonna be surprised about us this season or what we're gonna do. And I'm very confident because I've seen there's a different type of hunger in the team, especially with some of the boys, in order to do well and make sure we can push Dover even higher than we are right now.
Could you just give me some insight into that hunger? You say it's a different type of hunger. How so? Just explain to me how that works.
I'd say like the boys, obviously we got a quite young squad. Personally, individually, like everyone wants to do well for themselves because everyone wants to play at the highest levels they can. That's just the reality. And in order to do that, we need to stick together. In order to do that, individuals that we need a game, but it's a collective. And everyone has jumped on the same wavelength on that from the beginning since the last season there. Even if I'm not playing, I know that I should be by obviously being the bench by motivating the boys that play. And if I'm injured, instead of being sulking about it, it's motivating the people that are playing because obviously we need to get results and stuff like that. And it's like everyone is actually like going towards the same target, which is actually everyone wants everyone to do well. No matter what the circumstances we're in, everyone wants to get the 3 points. Everyone wants to be in around the playoffs. Everyone wants to potentially win the league. And you can see that with the training sessions that we have when we're training, the intensity that we have in training, the quality that's been showed out in training. It doesn't look like in the games that we mourn at each other, but in training, we get on each other's back in order to get better. So you can see through those things, you can see the hunger that each individual the team has. So that's what it is.
Yeah, and of course, when you climb levels, you've got to try and keep your shirt, haven't you? It's not so easy to keep your shirt, and if you don't play well, you're out the side, and there's someone waiting in the wings to get it, isn't there?
No, definitely, and that's the thing as well. Obviously, this year, the squad is bigger. There's much more competition for sure. So if you're slacking, it's easy to be replaced. No, now this point here, no one wants to be replaced. So in order for that to happen, sorry, you need to perform. You need to make sure that every day you come in, you display the best quality they can on the pitch. And also, the most important thing is outside the pitch, what you're doing, the extra that you're doing to be above everyone else as well.
Yeah. I mean, look at someone like Francis, for example, who was obviously fantastic in the Borders League, wasn't he, at the end of last season? He's had to be patient, he's had to work hard, and he got his chance, and he scored at Bath as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he got on his first game of the season, scored at Bath. He hit the crossbar on Tuesday night as well. So like he's having a very good start of the season. But once again, it's that thing of like you got to continue working. Obviously, things that might not be going your way, which at a time last season, obviously him coming in the middle of the season and you having the three forwards with double figures numbers by the time he came in, it's quite hard for him to get in. But even the times he started or played or came on, he done well. But obviously it's kind of hard in that sense to earn your spot in the starting 11. But now this season, the first season where he's been here since the beginning of preseason, and you can see the desire and the hunger that he's been putting in, and you can see the work he's been putting in training. And even I know him personally, like everyone calls Francis my son, and I know how much work he puts in outside the football pitches. People won't know this, but he's in the morning training every single day in the morning, doing the extra bits and stuff like that. He calls me like he tells me like what he does. So honestly, right now I'm just pleased that things are going his way and he's doing so well. And there's more to come from him. Honestly, like I don't think people understand, but he's actually an amazing player. Like what things that he can do on the pitch. There's certain people that are actually at this level even higher that I've seen they're not able to do the same thing. But it's that thing of having the bit of like luck to be able to display. And at the moment he's having that, so I'm pleased for him.
Ruben, I've got to ask you, what are some of the things that you've seen him do that just takes your breath away?
I'm seeing him like being cornered on the cornered by three man and just going past three man like there's nothing. It's nothing. I must say he needs to improve but like the way he goes dribbles past players, and he's like he's just for his age as well. He's so strong. Like his physical is quick. Like he's just he got all the attributes. I mean that you would want to have on a winger. And for his age, honestly, it's like he's going to be a problem. This is going to be a very big problem. And I've said it from before over the summer. Said like he will adapt much easier step two than step three because whenever he gets balls and he's driving up players, it's scary. It's a very scary side for defenders because you don't know what he's going to do, and he's strong as well fast. So
Because I always think in this league, if you can do it in the sixth tier of English football, you've got a great chance, a great platform, haven't you, to climb high. I've seen it so many times with
no,
players.
definitely.
It's a great league, isn't it?
Yeah, no, and this season is harder as well. because you got like about 8, 10 teams there full time. There's a much more exposure. The games are on TV as well. Some of the games, people are taking National League stuff in consideration in terms of quality. There's a lot of quality. There's a very good players. There's players that come down from leagues above, even from league football, international stuff. There's a lot of money being thrown around, and it instigates people to let me have a watch. So anyone that's trying to rise up and trying to go to the big leagues is a very good platform right now in order to perform well, to see if you can get something out of it.
Now, I'm personally very confident that we could do well this season because we score goals. That's the thing. And when you go up a division, that's exactly what you need to do. And of course, yourself, Nick I, and Baps last season, you were scoring goals for fun at times. But that's important, isn't it, to take that forward this season? Are you confident you can hit sort of similar numbers or at least get some decent numbers this season?
Yeah, I'm confident. I'm very confident. Funny enough, I had this conversation with one of my boys. I will not say when, but obviously he just messaged me. He's one of my big brothers. He messaged me. He literally said like, I need 20 goals by October. Obviously I start laughing. I said like, that's quite hard because obviously now like the show that I might miss out 1 game, 2 games, whatever it is. But we agreed the number from a certain date, and that would have been before Christmas. I'll reach a certain number, and I truly believe I can reach that number at that date. And I feel like I'll be able to give the similar numbers that I got last season in terms of goals, because obviously as time goes by, you become smarter in terms of like you understand your game more. Because obviously I'm a striker because God might maybe made me a striker, but I still like got tendencies of a winger of drifting out wide. But it's like I've been looking back a lot in my game and kind of thing and see like what areas that have I scored more goals, where can I position myself to score. So I've been learning, I've been looking into the striking position even more to get the most out of it. So I believe in this season I can reach the same numbers.
Me and Jake were speaking the other day, having a little chat on the phone, and he was just saying he was surprised actually by how much more physical this league was than when we were even last in it. It's a very strong league in terms of the physique. Is this sort of another area where you're going to get players having to hit the gym more this season to
Yeah,
get?
definitely. There's players that I know they're starting to hit the gym because they have got no choice. Yeah, it's way more physical. I even was a bit surprised because obviously during the games I get doubled up sometimes. I don't get no fouls, ref never give anything, but I'm used to it anyways. But it's definitely something like the extras is gonna be very important, like getting in the gym, getting stronger, getting explosive, things like that gonna take a toll. I would say towards the last bit of the season when we played, let's say about 30 something games, your legs are giving up. Then is the physicality that needs to come into play.
Now, obviously, George Nikai, he's got 3 goals so far, so he's started well again, just like he did last.
Yeah,
Then, is there going to be a little bit of a race between the two of you again?
again. Yeah. I need to give because I feel like that keeps me going. That keeps him going. Last season, we end up with the same goals last season. To be fair, which is funny. But we funny thing about me and him, we never talk about like I got more goals than you or you got more goals. Matter of fact, during the game, whenever one of us score, when we turn around to each other, it's like, now it's your turn to score. Like we try to get each other's goals. That's literally it is. I remember thinking the Bath game when I scored, he's celebrating crazy whatever, and then I said like, now we need to get you the goal. It's like it's because we got such a very good relationship, and it's just like he's just my partner. Like there's nothing I can say about it. It's just, whenever I'm doing something, I want him to do the same thing. So yeah, so there will be a healthy competition there, but that's to motivate each other to get some success for the team as well.
Now, obviously, we've had to beef up our squad a bit, so quite a few new arrivals. Can you just give us some insight into how they're gelling with the boys, and have you made any new friends yet?
They're all friends with the boys. Everyone's gelled in perfectly. Like for example, the Curry. I always like D. Like last season when I seen him play, I said I feel like he's a good player. But then just his energy when he came back for preseason, I said I think he had missed a train because he was on holiday. Then I saw him and I said, "Oh, you're back." And then he was just like from there, and that was the first interaction I had with him. But I just it was so positive. Like from the first, like when he played the first game, he had to come up whatever fatigue because obviously preseason was tough. Obviously, busting jokes and stuff like that with him and whatnot. Like he's just such a lovely person, very good person as well, very good player as well. Mentality's like spot on as well. Henry, I know Henry like from since he was like 16, to be fair. So that's my other son. So like he's honestly clean-hearted kid, works hard. He's a very good like player as well. He's a grafter. You got Jalen as well, very quiet, but it's very lovely. Like they got no words to say about him. He wants to be at Dover. He's gone around with the boys now as well. In the beginning, it was a bit tough, of course, because he's a bit quiet, but honestly, he's such a lovely person. Also, we got there. We got Max as well. He's very quiet, but I'm always messing with Max. Always messing with him. To be fair, Max was left from last season as well, towards the end of last season.
Yeah.
But he's a lovely guy as well. You got Kenny as well. Kenny's such a lovely guy. No bad words to say. Like every single person that came in, there's no bad eggs. There's no one with an ego. And the thing about it is like I'll tell you this, like from when preseason finished, you wouldn't be able to tell who was gonna start because that's how good everyone was actually doing. So yeah, literally, I'm pleased with the signings their gaffer made and Mike as well. And they couldn't go wrong. And I feel like that's a very good skill they have. And because obviously they can find good players, but then they can find even greater people. And whenever you got a change room, you don't want to have like any off vibes. You want everyone to have a very good vibe, everyone to be stuck in together and the energy to be positive all the time. So, and I feel like in that sense, they're very spot on. I don't know where they got me from, but everyone they've got in, I would say pretty much everyone, even from last season, like they've been like this, they're spot on in terms of that. I don't know how they just get it right, but they did get it right, and then for that, I feel like we just all gotta be thankful for that, honestly.
Ruben, you're naturally an extrovert, I think, but this change room is quite extrovertish, really, if there's such a word.
Yeah.
But you mentioned about introverts. You do get introverts in life, of course. That's not bad at all. But I suppose if you've got the right environment, it makes them comfortable, and then they come out of themselves more, don't they? And then you do get an extrovert out of these players.
No, definitely, because obviously I see more like let's say, because even like for just now, like Jalen, even though they just came now as well. In the beginning, it was very quiet, but now you seen like on the circle when we're like before the game was on the circle, we're there, we're busting jokes, we're talking about different things, like training as well. So it's like it comes around, which is a good thing because obviously it means the person is comfortable around the boys, understands no one has a weak ego, no one thinks he's better than anyone. So I feel like that's a very positive thing, to be fair.
Now, during the summer, obviously, you had to do a lot of thinking, as all players do, and everyone was hoping you were going to stay. I think you had a nice holiday, didn't you, in Brazil, from what
Yeah,
I know
and I
about?
lost and I lost my phone over there.
But was it? Did you get a chance to reflect on what had happened over the season? Obviously, you come off with a high with the Paninka penalty and promotion, more importantly.
Yeah.
What was it like during the summer? And was there ever any sort of doubt that you were going to stay? How did that go for you?
Basically, the season's finished. First thing I said, I don't even want to talk about football. I don't want to hear nothing about football. I just want to cool off a little bit. I want to go on my holiday, talk to my people, enjoy a bit of the summer. Because obviously throughout the season, like it's like let's say 9, 10 months where I'm indoors, I'm just focused and just trying to get everything done. It's at my work as well. So I was like, I don't want to talk about anything about like what no. There was rumors of things where people make all rumors are like, I've heard this, I've heard nothing concrete, nothing came to me concrete like that. But then I went on holiday. When I came out from the holiday, obviously I had a couple messages. Obviously, someone there's obviously kind of helping me out in that sense. There's some of the clubs would be interested in it and whatnot. I kept it raw. I kept it raw with Jake and Mike. I told them which ones would actually interest whatnot. I've spoken to the clubs. Nothing was EFL. Like obviously, my thing was like I wanted to go into the leagues. But I said to myself, if I was to stay step two, I would stay at Dover. Obviously, I can say this now, so I said like if I was to stay at step two, I would stay at Dover because it wouldn't make sense for me to leave a place that I'm loved to go and go on another team. And then you got to adapt to a lot of things, to new manager, to new change room. There's a lot of things you need to adapt. And it's not about being comfortable, it's just being smart with my decisions in that sense. Because obviously, I got a very good group of players. I got a very group of managers and a good set of fans and chairman as well. So, and Dove is actually quite a big club. So I was like, you know what? Let me hear the. I'm gonna say to them, I'm gonna hear the options from the other sides whatsoever. There was one day kind of obviously got to me a little bit because it was full time. However, financially, it wouldn't be a smart decision for me because obviously I would need to leave my job and obviously what they would offer me would be less than what I'll be making kind of thing. So, and obviously I'm the head of the family kind of thing, just for my dad and my sister. So it wouldn't make any sense that it wouldn't land that like that. Luckily for me, Dover looked after me in that sense there. Big shout out to Mike, Jake, and obviously Jimmy, and the sponsors as well for serving me out because obviously that made my life much easier. But even then, obviously, other offers, you know what I mean? I got offered a bit more where Dover gave me, but obviously for me, it wouldn't make any sense. It's a thing of like loyalty. You know, in football, you don't have loyalty, but whenever you go with people, they do right by them the same way they done right by you throughout the whole season, kind of thing. So that was my main thing, and I've always been like that. If you do me right, I'm always gonna stand right by you, and I hope hopefully this can continue for the rest of my life like this.
And just finally, when you joined last season, the club had just come off 2 relegations in 3 seasons. There was a lot of disappointment around the town about that.
Mhm.
Although I think the group of lads were great from day one, I have to say. There was a real positive vibe actually last summer. But how different does it feel now, though, having achieved what you did last season as a group and yourself personally going into this one? And how exciting is this challenge for you guys?
So honestly, Justin, for me, what I achieved last season don't mean nothing now. You know, that's in the past. This is a thing like to remind in the future. Like obviously, what we done was good. In the future, whenever we got our kids or whatever, whoever is interested in the history of Dover of individual players, whatever it is, then you can talk about it. But for now, in order to achieve the next thing, the only thing I can hold on to is that the sensation of being getting promoted. That's a feeling that I want to feel again. So that's what can motivate me, you know, to in order to achieve again. But in terms of like what we done last season, that's in the past. You know, this is a completely different season. This is a completely different season with different players. We're in a different era. There's more things into place. It's not the same thing. Like what happened 1 year ago or a couple months ago is not going to happen now in the next few months. So you got to put that in the past, flip the page over of the book, and then start your new chapter. That's literally about it. So that's how I would describe it. For me, that I don't mean any more kind of thing. The tunnel vision, and now this is the focus.
Be honest with me, though. Have you watched that video back of the penalty?
100%. I even watched it yesterday. Do you know, I think it's just a reminder. Like it reminds me of like what, like I had a rough past, like a rough couple few years before that. Like when I jumped from a club to a club, and then he just remind me like what the certain managers they didn't really quite believe in me in a certain way, but it's just that one person that makes a difference in your life. There's like, well, I'm giving you the keys, go do what you need to do, you know. And so it's a reminder that reminds me of like what I've done this couple of months ago, and I watched the highlight as well quite a lot of the completion of the goals and everything. I feel like I've done this. What is stopping me from doing this again? Nah. Like that's it. I wake up every match day. I wake up and I say to them, I'm scoring a hat trick. Even if I don't score, I just got to envision that, you know, because obviously if I don't put that in my mind, I'm not really gonna believe it. So I just try to force myself into feel like I'm the greatest. You know, so
Absolutely brilliant, Ruben. Thanks very much. And let's hope lots
um,
more happy memories to come.
no, definitely. Thank you, Justin. Thank you for having me.